हे गाइस, वेलकम टू क्वांटलैब। क्वांटलैब स्वागत है। इस वीडियो में हम लोग बात करने वाले हैं इंटर बार या इंटर कैंडल के बारे में। व्हाट दिस रियली मीन्स एंड इसके अराउंड एक कोड एंड वी विल लुक एट कितना कॉम्प्लेक्स हो जाता है एक इंटर बार ट्रेडिंग स्ट्रैटेजी। बेसिकली वी विल स्टार्ट बाय ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड कि इंटर बार होता क्या है, व्हाट इज इंटर बार स्ट्रैटेजी रियली मीन, बार कैंडल क्या होता है, look at some sort of an interbar logic, and then also visually understand why it is such a complicated thing to work around by looking at a simple flowchart. तो ये flowchart एक multiple decision के through गया है and what I have just to give a quick glance, मैंने multiple indicators use किया है इसमें. So there's SMA used, there's EMA used, there's Bollinger Bands used, there's RSI used and there's MACD used. All of these indicators are used. Indicators का intent नहीं था, इंटेंट ये था कि what all possibilities you can have when you have some sort of an interbar logic. So let's begin and try and understand. So what is interbar? Interbar really means that एक बार कैंडल से दूसरे बार कैंडल, let's say there's a 1 minute candle, then there is another candle of 1 minute, then there's another candle of 1 minute, and each of them contain values like open, high, low, close and volume. And ये टाइम पीरियड कुछ भी हो सकता है. द बार कैंडल लेंथ कैन बी एनीथिंग लाइक इन अ चार्ट पैटर्न. एंड व्हाट डज द इंटरबार लॉजिक मीन्स? इट मीन्स दैट लुकिंग एट द रिलेशनशिप एंड चेंजेस बिटवीन टू कंसेक्यूटिव कैंडल की इस कैंडल से इस कैंडल में चेंज क्या हुआ. एंड ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आप हाई लो ट्रैक करें, यू कैन ट्रैक इट मल्टीपल थिंग्स जो कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी बताएंगे इसमें. एंड दीज आर वेरी क्रिटिकल फॉर डिटेक्टिंग पैटर्न्स लाइक मूविंग एवरेज क्रॉसओवर हो गया या फिर ब्रेकआउट हो गया या रिवर्सल्स हो गया एंड एनीथिंग लाइक दैट. दिस इज ऑल्सो वेरी कंप्यूटेशनली एक्सपेंसिव कैलकुलेशन, मतलब टाइम लगता है. आई एम शोइंग दिस विथ सॉरी नॉट 7 day, आई थिंक दिस इज 5 day, 1 minute interval, 5 day period, which is a good data point to begin. If some of your code is running slow, check my previous video about NumPy optimization, which is around number. If you are interested in having a copy of this code, check out the member section. I would have published the code there. By the way, if you are new to this channel, this is Akash Verma. I talk about how technology can be used in trading and investing. I really believe that the changes that are happening in this space, AI, data science, machine learning, all of this help us make more money if we use them right. तो चाहे आप चैट जीपीटी सीखें, पाइथन सीखें, इनका यूज़ करें एंड ट्राई एंड फिगर दैट आउट, एंड दैट्स व्हाट वी टॉक अबाउट इन दिस चैनल. सो स्टे ट्यून्ड एंड लेट्स एंजॉय द वीडियो. ठीक है, तो आगे चलते हैं. तो मैंने बार कैंडल बता दिया क्या होता है, इंटर बार लॉजिक बता दिया क्या होता है. सो लेट्स से गोल्डन क्रॉस ओवर है उस टाइप का. तो लेट्स डाइव इनटू द कोड इटसेल्फ. कोड इज रिलेटिवली सिंपल. आई विल गिव यू अ वॉक थ्रू ऑफ व्हाट आई हैव टॉक्ड अबाउट. So there are different technical indicators used: SMA, moving averages, SMA, EMA, Bollinger Bands to detect volatility and breakouts, RSI to see some zones, MACD for some sort of momentum, and उसके बाद volume for strength of moves. Again, different conditions. The intent is, I repeat, not to say a tradable strategy. This is completely educational. In fact, इतना सारा indicator, it's almost impossible that I'll get any trade with all of this filter. It's just to showcase how complex this can get. And then the golden cross can be seen, price breakout, oversold condition, MACD histogram shift and volume spike. इतने सारी चीज़ें मैं ट्रैक कर रहा हूँ. सिग्नल जनरेशन बहुत सिंपल है. ऑल द अबव कंडीशन मस्ट बी मेट साइमल्टेनियसली, मतलब सारे ट्रू होने चाहिए, जो कि कभी नहीं होगा, विच रेयरली हैपन्स, इंडिकेटिंग अ स्ट्रॉन्ग बाय अपॉर्चुनिटी. बहुत मुश्किल है. अगर आप दिख जा रहा है इस कंडीशन को तो यूज़ करके, तो प्लीज़ पुट इट इन द कॉमेंट. एंड सेल सिग्नल इज RSI अबव 70, मतलब ठीक है, दैट्स फाइन, दैट्स सब्जेक्टिव. उसके विल लुक एट द कोड एंड देन विल गो टू द फ्लो चार्ट और साइड बाय साइड इंटरचेंज कर लेंगे, देखते हैं क्या वर्कआउट करता है, व्हाट वर्क्स आउट. दिस इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ फ्री फ्लो वीडियो स्टाइल, तो एडिट वेडिट में. सो याहू फाइनेंस, पांडास, नमपाई, यही 3 चीज़ की ज़रूरत होती है. फिल्टर, इंपोर्ट वार्निंग, थोड़े देर वर सम एरर्स, नॉट एरर्स, वार्निंग्स इन द कोड अराउंड इनकरेक्ट यूजेस ऑफ सम वेरिएबल्स, सॉरी डेटा टाइप्स, फ्लोट एंड ऑल, जो सप्रेस कर दिया. एंड दिस इज जस्ट पिकिंग हिस्टोरिकल डेटा फ्रॉम याहू फाइनेंस. आप एप्पल के बदले कुछ भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं, इंडिया का कुछ यूज़ कर लीजिए, समथिंग लाइक दैट. जस्ट यूजिंग एप्पल बिकॉज चैट जीपीटी यही कोड मिल जाता है. कुछ कोड सैम्पल, अपना सैम्पल, लाइक सम ऑफ इट इज़ माई ओन रिसर्च, बट आई openly admit that I use a lot of code, chat GPT to generate code. Error बहुत होते हैं, उसमें टाइम लगता है. No shame in admitting. So Yahoo Finance.download, interval is 1 minute. This is the most important part. Period is 5 days. I think there was a change. This used to be open for 7 days, but I think Yahoo Finance now has started to give some sort of an error. 1 minute not allowed, only 8 days of 1 minute granularity are allowed. So I will do 7 days. Somehow 7 days bhi error de raha tha. 7D is invalid. I don't know. Maybe I will do 5 days. Yeah, weird. Maybe they have just reduced it and not updated it. This is what I was trying to show. Column names को standardize करना, missing data, just trying to do some forward filling, etc. etc. You should not be doing this with actual market data. This is just to simulate the things. NANs को zero से replace कर दिया, थोड़ा missing values को forward fill कर दिया. None of this should be done with actual data. Calculating indicators, most of these indicators are very, very simple. You can calculate them of your own, or a better approach would be to use TLib. TLib would just give you everything. You can look up my channel and look for technical indicators video. I've done enough number of videos about how to do technical indicators in Python. Compute indicators, फिर simple moving average, all the moving averages calculate किया, फिर Bollinger Band बनाया, RSI बनाया, and MACD बनाया. And then getting into signal generation code. So I'll show the signal generation code, but since this is slightly complex, I'll go to the flowchart and then walk you through, but I'll still walk through. So generate the signal, initialize the zero and signal ko 0 and position 0, and the rolling window is 20 days, 20 bar. And then basically what you do is you iterate over the entire data. So this is running in a loop. Are there better ways of doing it? Yes. And then all of this is running in a try and catch, just because in case there were errors, and there were a lot of them. First is a golden cross, simple SMA crossover. Second is a price breakout if closing price goes above the upper Bollinger, sorry, if is closer to the upper Bollinger Band, do some sort of sell, और अगर closing price उससे ऊपर चला जाता है तो buy कर लो, या उल्टा बोल दिया, ठीक है, जो भी है. And RSI below 30, MACD positive, MACD bullish. Volume spike candles, this multiplication factor for volume is, average volume is 1.5. And finally, if buy signal, composite buy signal, this is where the part is. Golden cross and price breakout and RSI oversold and MACD bullish and volume spike. In सब का मतलब ये सब जाके you buy. And then composite sell is basically if RSI is greater than 70 and MACD is not bullish, just sell. Why this condition? Completely ignore. Just look at the amount of complexity that is going in. If I show you this by running live, you will get a picture of what I am trying to say. So जैसे ये सारा कोड चल गया, अब जैसे मैं इसको run generate trading signal वाला कोड को, you will see it will take few seconds to actually run. It's not like it's a very quick code, and this is very, very small data. If I increase the data volume, you'll see it just keep running in a loop. It took about 8 seconds. So imagine this running for a longer time period and multiple indicators. If you're trying to do some analysis, this would be computationally heavy. Now, why is this further complex and why such scenarios are not possible? We'll look at that. By the way, if you are interested in seeing the actual data, there's nothing generated. Most of the signals are 0, as I said. Let's go to the flowchart. So what does the flowchart show me? How is this flowchart generated? Ye question comment mein dalo tab batao. So we start with this. Initialize signal and position column, calculate a 20-day average volume. 20 day 20 दिन का तो data नहीं है. I think data rows है. And then iterate over it. So now you should see the loop. So ये big line जो है, ये यहाँ से loop iteration है. And if you are able to see, all of this is just running through. So everything is running loop inside a loop, inside a loop, inside a loop. So if you visualize code this way, what happens is you are able to understand कि क्या चल रहा है code में. So golden cross, yes. अगर no हो जाएगा तो फिर बाहर आ जाएगा. Since एक ही condition not met हो गया तो फिर से वापस next पे जाओ. Golden cross, SMA 50 crosses over SMA 200. Price breakout, price is greater than upper Bollinger Band, RSI less than 30. And oversold condition, MACD histogram positive, volumes spike is greater than 1.5 times daily average. All of these conditions are met, then set the buy signal, which is yes. So basically what has happened is within the same 1 minute condition, you have scanned all of these. There's additional issues with this kind of a code in terms of coding complexity or running it. And if some of you are running this kind of algorithm, you will know it. if your, let's say, if your computation time goes higher, for example, if you think about it, ये 1 minute का था. This whole calculation was 1 minute. If somehow your calculation time actually spills over the candle size, then your code is actually running in a delay. Can it be fixed? Absolutely. But there are things to remember when you run such sort of conditions. Furthermore, what you can do is, if you are doing some pressure calculations within the candle itself, let's say you see how fast the candles are squeezing up and down. Let's say 1 minute candle, the span of the candle is more than the previous one, and then the next is less than the previous one. So you're trying to find some sort of a slope or some sort of a pressure that the candles has, buy, sell, जो भी बोलना है आप. That could also cause some sort of a complexity. So visualizing your code like this will help you see it. And finally, if any of these would have been no, जैसे कि आप देख सकते हैं किसी में भी no आएगा, तो it will just check the sell condition, go to RSI greater than 70, MACD not bullish, -1, otherwise just hold and keep updating the position. If an error has occurred, no, continue, more rows, just keep on loop. Rows khatam, loop khatam. So this is what is basically happening in the code. And this fundamentally is basically what you do in an interbar strategy. You look at lot of different, I would say, indicators or whatever you want to, calculate, and then take the time slice and then keep calculating it over and over and see how this work. This is just calculation or signal generation. Backtesting it is even more complicated. If you are interested in that video of backtesting interbar strategies or going more deep on these kind of strategies, इसका viewership नहीं मिलता है इन type के videos का. Please put it in the comments and we'll love to talk about it. All right, till next video, this is Akash. Bye bye.